excited for. Um, I do hope you guys enjoy my set. When David, um, I know that he likes to set a theme for it, and given that it was just Mother's Day a few days ago, um, and that has been a hard thing for me because my mom passed away 2 days after Mother's Day in 2020. Um, so I was told to, to make an event, a new event, or create something that is beautiful in place of such sorrow. Um, so this is actually a good thing. Um, so I chose the theme of nurturing spirits, um, and I wanted to begin with a poem from my mom. A lot of memories are wrapped around her being in the kitchen, and we by no means had, not very much. We did not have, abundance, but she made it abundant in the small kitchen that we had. It was always magical. So I wanted to share screen. Please do let me know if you could see this. Awesome. Okay, so this first poem is called Kitchen Litany from my mom, Phoebe. My mama was the peeler of apple skins, the eye of perfection in straight-edged impossibility, of soft, semi-translucent skins, of harina, of asin, of tubig, of nestling, of nurturing, mother of taming beasts, mother of returning waves, mother of expectant soil. With steady hand fashioned in metronome, blade, rhythm, hum, against resistance in fragrant wood, against malleable flesh and fat, of laman ng manok, of karne ng baka, of fuerza ng buhay. Mother of all sustenance, mother of the bountiful, mother of the cornucopia womb. The next poem I wanted to share is actually by Adam Sagayowski, Tried to Praise the Mutilated World. Um, for me, it is a reminder amidst so much atrocity um, to to find that beauty, to find the seeds of hope that are still intact, even um, in a ravaged world. So this is Try to Praise the Mutilated World, Adam Sagayowski. Try to praise the mutilated world. Remember June's long days and wild strawberries, drops of rosé wine, the nettles that methodically overgrow the abandoned homesteads of exiles. You must praise the mutilated world. You watched the stylish yachts and ships. One of them had a long trip ahead of it, while salty oblivion awaited others. You've seen the refugees going nowhere. You've heard the executioners sing joyfully. You should praise the mutilated world. Remember the moments when we were together in a white room and the curtain fluttered. Return in thought to the concert where music flared. You gathered acorns in the park in autumn when leaves eddied over the earth's scars. praise the mutilated world, and the gray feather, a thrush lost, and the gentle light that strays and vanishes and returns. For the next poem, again, thinking about nurturing spirits. Um, I, it's funny, how you remember um, people as you mature, and they kind of alter for you depending on, the experiences that you've had, what life has brought you. And Miss Ellison, my fourth grade teacher, was not a particular favorite of mine. If I remember, my favorite teachers from primary school, I was quite terrified of her. Um, However, fourth grade was the year that we moved to the Philippines, and Miss Ellison, very strict and reserved, gave me my first copy of Collodi's Pinocchio, the original text of Pinocchio, and it truly opened up the world for me. Um, it was I guess, my official beginning for my love of just such a great story. So this is Tonka for Miss Ellison, fourth grade, Federal Terrace, 1981. Apologies, my dog. No gold foiled stars to grace the black slate, no gumdrop promises sweeten regard. Old tomes touch both heaven and earth. Impending collision, iceberg blue, a patient paramour. We sank below, words floated salvation. I remember the ghost cat. Collodia's wooden child, first a disagreeable contrary twiglet. From pine to flesh, a human journey from dark to enlightenment. Mm. Okay, next poem is another one for my mom. Um, what I recall most and what gives me comfort is scenes from my childhood. Just watching her go about the house, um, doing everyday chores, but always such grace, always such a giving nature, always um, happy when she was doing her daily chores, never um, complaining. I'm nothing like that. um, yeah. So this is called Diyosa ng Kasaganaan, which is the goddess of plenty. My Mama Luby laughed the rising sun, full-bellied rich, into the still dark nestle of the pigeon coop, startling its carousel navy and morning gray residents. My mama relieved the swaying bamboo raft of its gleaming stiff whites, arranged them, gap-toothed even, upon the clothesline, shifted their curtains of starchy cloth, shifted clouds from forming, from brewing their storms above head. My mama, siren calling, teeming sea of cats in her wake, waves of hunger rising with response in husky, feral voices. Feed us, mermaid queen, they rejoin in asynchronous chorus. Tempo lulls, tempo feverish. My mama, Pied Piper ballerina, choreography of fingers swirl in yesterday's toasted rice rind, in abundance of bronze scaled snowfall, in transparent curved comb of naked fish bone. Rejoice, their murmur swells and washes over their numbers. Today we are such well-fed gents. My mama, Diwata, summons the rainfall now at will, Libra balance of silver moon, palangana gracing her left hip, wooden ladle, divining stick aloft in her right palm. The thirsty soil prayed through the night to be quenched. Aniton tabu, moody fickle goddess, their fervent whisper ripples the ground. Will you be the face of kindness on this day? And this next piece is titled Spinner. Um, it is sometimes easy to forget that, amidst so much love and giving, when there is an imbalance um, to a love and you struggle with it, um, and wonder whether the love should still overflow from one end when it is not giving enough on the other. This is called Spinner. I want to witness myself today, easing into a soft realization at first, a grace entry into meeting with reality. I breathe and see my chest rise. I breathe and hear the sound as an inward sigh, released with a steady wind. I feel, I feel, I feel my shoulders lower, not sad, not admission of defeat, acknowledgement of what is and what cannot be. I know the fiber of me loving, craving, wanting is last bit of connection snagging, but I do not know yet where I pick and tug at the correct thread and be done. I am Hephaestus to a vanity, that I would forge something pure. It would be the sorcery of what carved you protection, smoothed out hurt, brought love, a guard, a new foundation. I watched the wood as it built up and righted itself, embraced along with it. Curved to its will, I was there to press my back into it, hold it up, carry it. I am Atlas now, weary, back warped gratefully. I was there, weaving cloth out of thin air from conception, a whole, careful, metered out preparation of making two parts into one, a practice of halt and restart and halt at your command, at your pace. We begin by soaking a raw love, coated in hesitation, rinsing residual of relationship past, clinging, stubborn, staining fingers, sudsing, a wish of something envisioned brand new again. My heart too soft, awash to corrode. We move to and are swallowed in the enormity of carding the wool of me, of you, of us, hoping me here. Spindle wand, goddess generous, you, distaff of the faith, manipulating beginning, middle, and end. Me here, still twisting nettle thread. Hoping we could spin it beautiful, spin it love, hand in hand together. We were never meant to reach that end point. I am not Arachne, clever maiden, weaver of something out of nothing. I am not Arachne. I am not Arachne on my own. It is here, only here we become a creature cleaved, a fleeting union. We, my ill-conceived twin flame, we are Arachne. I, clever spinner of devotion, and you and your hubris will challenge the old gods. And the fates now, defined where the thread gives way and sever my heart's sustaining cord. The unraveling of us, making one into two and separate once again, becomes certain. It is a process of stepping off the retaining frame and walking away. My next poem is dedicated to um, the now poet emeritus, um, poet laureate emeritus of Benicia, California, Mary Susan Gass, who was the poet laureate during the difficult time of the pandemic. And she provided a beautiful space for us to all congregate and be together and share beautiful poetry and find comfort. You embraced us all. Awkward, fussy, get to know yous, non existent. You glided with grace, taking us in, one loving glance. You filled in heart gaps that didn't know they had gone empty. You embraced our sorrow. You embraced our ecstatic joy. You truly listened and heard our tentative voices, our stories, nodded sagely in empathy, miraculously, perpetually intuiting what words, what perfect, glorious words to say in response, a balm to our being. We embraced what was emerging. We embraced us when we had to learn to let go. You filled in soul gaps that didn't realize that they were deplete. You glided with grace, bringing us closer, a multitude of selfless acts. You embraced us all. Mary Susan, your friendship has meant more than I could ever express. This is called Floating Postcards. I did this as three successive nonettes and what I like to call a arrhythmic hexameta at the end. Um, um, this kind of reminds me of somebody telling me that when you are finally able to speak to your grief, um, everything in the periphery becomes normal again, the old normal that it was, or a more easy normal. And so this is that point. Death is the thief of proper goodbyes. I suppose he means well, wishes to save us from not knowing what to say at first or when to stop. There was no stopping point. So much unsaid. Would I start with, it's okay, you can let go now? Do I lie and say we will be fine? Should I confess I am lost, child again, only soothed by my mother's touch? I press my lips to her ear. I love you. She is already leaving, but her eyes uncloud for that second and see me. They say she is always known. Tell me she has never doubted mother's love is a torrent of blood, a river from now to hereafter. On this death has no sway. The drifting post office on Awashima Island will accept lost letters. I send you a postcard addressed to the ether. It says in shaky print, I miss you every day. Wish you were here, Mama. The next poem I borrowed again that I want to share with you um, from Joy Harjo, A Map to the Next World. And the reason why I wanted to include it in the set is it's just a reminder, we are human and we make mistakes, but there is always grace at the end, I believe. I'd like to believe, um, but only if we really learn the lesson. In the last days of the fourth world, I wish to make a map for those who would climb through the hole in the sky. My only tools were the desires of humans as they emerged from the killing fields, from the bedrooms and the kitchens. For the soul is a wanderer with many hands and feet. The map must be made of sand and can't be read by ordinary light. It must carry fire to the next tribal town for renewal of spirit. In the legend are instructions on the language of the land, how it was we forgot to acknowledge the gift as if we were not in it or of it. Take note of the proliferation of supermarkets and malls, the altars of money. They best describe the detour from grace. Keep track of the errors of our forgetfulness. The fog steals our children while we sleep. Flowers of rage spring up in the depression. Monsters are born there of nuclear anger. Trees of ash wave goodbye to goodbye, and the map appears to disappear. We no longer know the names of the birds here, how to speak to them by their personal names. Once we knew everything in this lush promise. What I'm telling you is real and is printed in a warning on the map. Our forgetfulness stalks us, walks the earth behind us, leaving a trail of paper, diapers, needles, and wasted blood. An imperfect map will have to do, little one. The place of entry is the sea of your mother's blood, your father's small death, as he longs to know himself in another. There's no exit. The map can be interpreted through the wall of the intestine, the spiral on the road of knowledge. We will travel through the membrane of death, smell cooking from the encampment where our relatives make a feast of fresh deer meat and corn soup in the Milky Way. They have never left us. We abandoned them for science. And when you take your next breath as we enter the fifth world, there will be no X, no guidebook with words you can carry. You will have to navigate by your mother's voice, renew the song she is singing. Fresh courage glimmers from planets. And like the maps printed with the blood of history, a map you will have to know by your intentions, by the language of suns. When you emerge, note the tracks of the monster slayers where they, I'm sorry, I made an error here, where they build the cities of artificial light and killed what was killing us. You will see red cliffs where the heart contain the ladder. A white deer will greet you when the last human climbs from destruction. Remember the hole of shame, marking the act of abandoning our tribal ground. We were never perfect. Yet the journey we make together is perfect on this earth who was once a star and made the same mistakes as humans. We might make them again, she said. crucial to finding the way is this: there's no beginning or end. You must make your own map. And then, yeah, that's it from me. Thanks so much for humoring me. I hope you enjoyed the set. Thanks so much, guys.